Hi, it's Karla from Creative Love Affair, and I'm here today with the Tattered Angels YouTube channel. And today I'm featuring the Naturally Aged Paint System. It's bare metal, and the metal that we're looking at today is weathered bronze. It really has such a beautiful texture once you combine all the four paints and mists that come in the kit. And there is step-by-step instructions that tell you exactly what to do and how to combine them to get this beautiful effect. So I'm just taking it out of the package here, and then when you open up the pamphlet, you're going to get each step-by-step listed. And I've got a bunch of different mediums today that I'm trying this on. I have a painted wood, paper, I've got a tag, which is bare wood. I've got the Canvas Corp canvas. I've got the black corrugated cardboard, and then a wooden box. So I'm just going to try them on all the surfaces, and because some of the surfaces are porous and some are not, you're going to see different reactions, but they're all beautiful. So this first step is applying the butternut squash glimmer mist in a heavy coat and liberally misting it onto your project's surface, letting it pool everywhere. Number 2 is, while the butternut squash glimmer mist is still wet, we're going to apply the woven burlap. So this is the darker brown, and we just apply this in a few different areas. So we're not covering all of that beautiful yellow. So I'm just spraying it on a few different places, and then the canvas, because it's so absorbent, I just dipped it right into the background. The third step is the woven burlap is still wet, so you want to apply the tattered leather, which is another brown glimmer mist. And you want to put this in areas that you didn't spray with the step number 2 woven burlap. So we're just misting. This is really quite a quick process, and I'm really pleased with how these turned out. Number 4 is you're mixing a small amount of the cowboy glaze and the tattered leather together, and then you're just splashing it onto your surface and letting it dry a little bit. So I'm just pouring it in. I'm using a paintbrush, and I found I liked dipping my paintbrush in and then splattering it, as well as just kind of putting on a few drops where I felt like I wanted some extra texture. And the neat thing about the glaze is that it bubbles when you heat it. So you'll see me heat it in a minute a little bit, and it really gives it a lovely texture and really complements that metal effect that we're going for. So just layering it all on. I really love the way that the painted surface with that letter S there, the way that the glimmer mists reacted to that. It didn't soak in, and so it really pooled and combined just in such a lovely way. And when I heated it, it just gave it such a nice effect. And even the plain wood tag that you see, it didn't react the exact same way, but it really did give it a beautiful effect as well. So the nice thing as well about these are that you get a collection of 4 coordinating mists. Sometimes there's paints in these kits, or sometimes there's glazes, depending on what the naturally aged kit is. And you can use these separately, not just with your naturally aged projects, but feel free to take those out and to paint with them and mist with them. So the next step is that we're applying 3 or 4 more sprays of the butternut squash. That was the first yellowish spray. and this is going to soften our lines of the other sprays. And if you spray it on while you're heating it, it will give it a greenish undertone, and that's accentuated by using your heat tool while you're spraying it. So you'll see that I gave it some sprays and then I heated it, and that extra heating also helps with that, give that glaze the bubbly effect. I really like the corrugated black cardboard here. It just gives it such a really nice shine and a really neat kind of greenish effect that I wouldn't have really thought about at first, but I am glad that I tried it. And the canvas as well, it doesn't have a metal look because everything absorbed in, but I really like the way that it turned out, and it just gave it such a vintage look. Now you can see the wooden house that I have in the background. I did spray that as well, but I wanted a different effect because I felt like it was soaking into the wood. So you'll see in a minute that I'm going to actually paint the top with the high impact paint and then redo that. So again, like, don't be afraid to just try it and see what happens. And you can always, you know, go back and change things and just really play with it and have fun. So just love all the different effects that these surfaces give, and the paper looked really fabulous. So here I took that white high impact paint from Tattered Angels, gave it a coat, and I'm just going through each step again. So you can see this goes really quickly, and you can have just such a really great effect. I love the glazes and just the way that they bubble if you heat them, or if you don't want to heat them, they just have such a beautiful, shiny, beautiful effect. So just by heating, you can see the pools of color are mixing together, and I'm on the last step already, and just really liking the way this is turning out. So here you can see all the fun texture that's given to this little roof. And here are the projects that I've created. This wooden house turned out really lovely, using the canvas in there, cut into little banners, and just lots of fun little elements inside. I love how the roof turned out with the bare metal. Here's the letter S monogram, and I added some of that canvas cut into a little flower. And here's the tag that I embossed on and stamped. You could use it as an ornament or a gift tag. And then lastly, I made this mixed media tag with embossing powder and tags from Canvas Corp. And I just really had a lot of fun playing with this. So I hope you check that out in the store. We'd love for you to like and subscribe, and have a really awesome day. Thanks.